Now let's proceed to transaction analysis. When you hear the word transaction, what comes into your mind? Yeah, so these are events, right? So when we say business transaction, it is therefore the event in the business life, right? But technically, it is defined as an economic event or condition that directly changes an entity's financial condition or its results of operations. So basically, this is an event which has an effect to the financial condition of the company. So this is financial in nature events in the business life. So for this topic, transaction analysis, we will be analyzing the effect of transactions on the elements of the financial statement, mainly the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. We will check whether there's an increase or decrease in assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. And we will also check if the accounting equation is true as we just progress on analyzing each transaction. Now let's have an example of a transaction.
On November 1st, 2020, Chris Clark deposited $25,000 in a bank account in the name of Net Solutions.
In this transaction, the owner is Chris Clark. The name of the business is Net Solutions. The owner, from his own personal money, transfers $25,000 to the business bank account. Okay, so basically, on the point of view of the business asset, mainly or specifically cash, increase, as well as the owner's equity, or we specifically call that the capital of Chris Clark. This transaction, therefore, is an original investment of the owner. This is original because this is the start of the business. Now we have the same account affected every time we have transaction related to original investment like this, or transaction that is additional investment. Now additional investment is actually the same transaction but not the start of the business life. Okay, so if Chris Clark, for example, started the business Net Solutions on November 1, 2020, then this investment is called original investment. So he will have an increase in cash, which is an asset, an increase in his capital, which is part of the owner's equity. But if, for example, the business has already been operating for 2 years and come November 1, 2020, Chris Clark deposited again 25,000 to the bank account of the Net Solution for his business, then that is called additional investment. But still, you have the same effect on your assets and owner's equity. Either it's original or additional investment. We have increase in asset, mainly cash, and increase in owner's equity, specifically the name of the owner, Chris Clark, capital. Now let's proceed to another transaction.
On November 5th, 2020, NetSolutions paid $20,000 for the purchase of land as a future building site.
In this transaction, the business used up its cash to buy land. Land is also an asset. If you remember, land is an asset. So in this transaction, an asset is increased in a form of land. So to have transaction analysis, we make another column for land here. We add 20,000. And then, since the business used its cash to buy or purchase the land, the cash is reduced by 20,000. So in this transaction, we have two accounts that are affected. An increase in land, which is an asset, and a decrease in cash, which is also an asset. Now, to get the balance, initially the cash has 25 balance from the start of transaction A, start of the business. And since the company used up $20,000 from that, the remaining balance for cash is only 25. Now land originally has no existing balance. And because of transaction B, you now have 20,000 worth of land. Now, as you can see, when you add this to 5,000 plus 20,000, the total amount is 25,000. So basically, on asset as a whole, there's no changes because it was just a use of asset acquiring another asset. So all in all, asset is still 25,000. Now, on the other side of the equation, we have here owner's equity. Now, owner's equity was not affected by transaction B. And then, if you remember our accounting equation again, which is asset equals liability plus owner's equity. In this case, liability is 0, asset is 25,000, owner's equity is 25,000. The accounting equation is true. Okay, let's proceed to transaction C.
On November 10th, 2020, NetSolutions purchased supplies for $1,350 and agreed to pay the supplier in the near future.
Okay, with this transaction, the company purchased or buy supplies. We know that supplies is an asset, right? So that means this transaction increased our asset. There we add additional column in the asset section called supplies. And we have here plus 1,350. Now this was purchased but not using cash because it was stated that he will pay in the near future. So it's like saying he had acquired his supplies on account, or it means utang. Okay? So not yet paid. He is still liable to pay for his account on the future. Therefore, aside from there's an increase in asset called supplies, there will also be an increase in liability called accounts payable. So we add additional section for liabilities. specifically the account title accounts payable, and we put plus 1,350 here. Now again, take note, if we are to check the balances, so this is our running balance, right? Earlier, we have 5 for cash, 20 for land, and 25,000 for Chris Clark capital. Because of transaction C, cash is still the same, but we have additional asset, which is supplies. And then we have land, which is the same. And the other side of the equation, we have the liabilities, which is increased by 150. But the capital is not changed. So let's check again if the accounting equation is true. If we have properly analyzed the effect of transaction. Now, look at the left side of the equal sign. If we add 5,000 plus 1,350 plus 20, we get 26,350, right? Now, on the right side of the equation, equal sign, we have here 1,350 plus 25,000. We also get 26,350. So, as of this transaction, the accounting equation is still correct. Now, let me just have additional discussion about transaction C. The liability was created by a purchase of an account, and it was not really specific as to whether the company issued a promissory note or not. Hence, we can just deduce or conclude that he just bought it on account without any notes. So, therefore, we can use the account title accounts payable. But if it was specifically stated that the company used or issued a promissory note, then we can use a note payable instead as a specific liability account. And then another thing to remember in transaction C, items such as supplies is considered initially as asset, right? But we know that when we use the supplies, it will not be asset after using it. Okay? But while we have just acquired it, it's still an asset. Unused supply is still an asset because you can still benefit from it in the future. But once you have used it, it becomes the expense. Now we have here items such as supplies that will be used in the business in the future are actually called prepaid expenses, which are assets. Now, prepaid, paid in advance, and then expenses, expendable, not like because you are to use it, so it will expire. While it is still prepaid, it is an asset. Once you've used it already, it becomes purely expense. So prepaid expense is still considered an asset even if there is the word expense here. But still, it is considered asset unless you use it. Now let's proceed to transaction D.
On November 18th, 2020, Net Solutions received cash of $7,500 for providing services to customers. A business earns money by selling goods or services to its customers. This amount is called revenue.
Okay, take note that Net Solutions here have received cash from the customers. So normally, when we render something to our customers, they will have to pay us something in return. Okay, the most common payment is cash. And because of that, we render service and we receive cash, the business actually earns money. Okay, so a service concern business earns money from rendering or providing service. A merchandising and manufacturing firms earns money from selling goods to customers. Now, the one that we earn is actually called revenue. Okay. Now, in this transaction on November 18, since we receive cash, we have additional cash. So from 5,000, we add 7,500 to our cash column. Then our ending balance of cash is 12,500. Now, this transaction do not affect the supplies nor the land. It does not affect the accounts payable. And this transaction is called revenue, right? So this transaction can increase our revenue. So revenue for service concern may be called generally as fees earned. Or you can also use service revenue or a specific type of service. Like for example, if you are rendering legal services, you can call it legal fees. Or if you're a school, tuition fee. That okay? So that's it. Now, take note there is a plus sign here. Now, plus sign because we know that revenue increases owner's equity. If you remember the other slides earlier. Okay? When the company earns money from the customer, then our equity will also increase. Now, in this case, we get cash from the customer. But if fees earned is collectible in the future, we call it on account. Then instead of adding the 7,500 on the cash section, it should have been another asset called accounts receivable instead of cash. That is if the service rendered is on account, meaning no cash is collected after rendering the service. Now let's proceed to transaction E.
On November 30th, 2020, Net Solutions paid the following expenses: wages, $2,125, rent, $800, utilities, $450, and miscellaneous, $275.
Okay. During the month, the Net Solution spent cash or use it up for other asset in earning revenue. So earlier, he used cash to buy land, and then this time he used his cash to pay for what we call expenses. Okay, so these expenses help the company in earning revenue. So the company has to pay wages or salary or sueldo, no, to the employees. Call that wages. We have to pay rent for the space. We have to pay for the utilities and other possible expenses. Okay? Now with that for the whole November, all in all, we have to add all of these expenses. Company's cash is reduced by $3,650. Okay, then under the owner's equity section, if you remember again our discussion in the previous slides, we have a decrease in expenses. Now, every time we have expenses, no, our owner's equity will decrease. Okay, so every time we spend for our expenses, owner's equity decreases. That's why we have here the negative or minus sign. Okay, then we may put here a specific column for wages, for rent, for utilities, and miscellaneous expenses. Now you just have to write individually the different amounts. And then you get the balances. You simply add or deduct. If well, we look at the sign. If this is positive, you add. If the sign is negative, you deduct. So the balance of cash after transaction E is only 8,850. And then again, you check all your total in the asset section. If you add this cash, supplies, and land, that should be equal to when you add all of these things here in the right side. So if you add accounts payable, Chris Clark capital, fees earned, and then you deduct because it's a negative sign, you deduct all the expenses, then that should be equal for you to say that the accounting equation is true. If not, then there's something wrong. So you are wrong, okay? So you have to redo again. Now let's proceed to transaction F.
On November 30th, 2020, Net Solutions paid creditors on account $950.
Okay, in this transaction, we have our account, meaning our account payable, our liability, right? We pay $950. So it means the account payable will be decreased. So we have here minus $950. So every time we pay, we use cash. So our cash will also decrease. Now, although you can use anything to pay, but the most common asset used to pay is cash. So immediately we know that we pay cash. It's just a basic assumption. Unless it was not cash and the problem specifically states that he pays supplies instead of cash. But that's very uncommon. Or he pays land instead of cash. But that's very uncommon. Unusual situations or transaction. So in this case, even if the problem did not specifically state what the company used to pay, we just assume the company pays using cash. Now you get the balances again. So this is a minus. And then we assume again that when you add all of these things in the asset section and all of these things in the liabilities and owner's equity, we get the same total or balance. Now let's go to transaction G.
On November 30th, 2020, Chris Clark determined that the cost of supplies on hand at the end of the period was $550.
Okay, in this transaction, we use up our supplies. Take note, originally it was considered asset because we have to benefit from it in the future when we acquire it earlier. Now, this time, we use up our supplies. How did you know that we used up supplies? Because it was specifically stated that supplies on hand, meaning what was left of the supplies, was 550. But originally, we acquired worth 1350, right? So if it was originally 1350 and what was left was only 550, so how much cost or worth of supplies did the company use up? Very good. 800. Okay? So, 800. And we just compute that. 800 is not given, we just extract it. Okay? So, 800 is supplies expense because it's used up, no, or used supplies. And it's a minus here because it's an expense. Okay? And then again, checking your accounting equation, you add all these things in the right side asset section, and all these things add minus. Then ideally you should have correct balance or the same balance. Now let's proceed to transaction H.
On November 30th, 2020, Chris Clark withdrew $2,000 from Net Solutions for personal use.
Okay, in this transaction, the owner, Chris Clark, withdrew or take money from the business, which is Net Solution, for personal use. It means his capital, of course, will be reduced because he used up the company's asset for personal use. So if the owner will use up any asset of the business for personal use, it is said to have a withdrawal, or the owner is said to have a withdrawal or a drawing. So we call that withdrawal a drawing account. So you can use the word drawing or withdrawal or personal. So it's your choice. So normally for some authors, they use withdrawal. For some authors, they use drawing. And some use personal. So you can choose which is more preferable for you. And then as you can see, we have a minus sign here because when the owner withdraws money from the business or any asset or use up any asset for personal use, it will decrease the owner's equity. Yan. And then again, we get the balances. So assuming we only have H transaction A to H, we have this as our summary for what happened for transactions A to H. Okay, so initially at the start, we have increase in cash and Chris Clark capital. And then we reduce our cash, increase in land, and so on until we get our ending balance at the end of November. So we have the final balance for cash here, supplies, land. Okay, if we add all of this, that is a total of 26,450. Okay. Now, also on the other side of the equation, if we add all of those here from accounts payable, add and then minus the negative sign, we should get also a total of 26,450. Now, if not, then there's something wrong with your transaction analysis, because we all know that the accounting equation should always be true. Assets should always be equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Okay? Now, this summary format that we have is just a format, and this is entity specific. It means it's not really a rule that all companies will have to make the use of this format. Okay, so it depends on the company, or it depends on, of course, the author. Now, you can use another format. Okay, so this author summarizes it using this format. Now, the author of this is the Warren Reeves. Okay, so let's proceed to another format, another problem using another format. This time, a different from a Filipino author. So this is from a foreign author.